Welcome back everybody to the Inaugural. It's time for Game 2 between RRQ and MiTH. I'm Gods from Beyond the Summit. Hope you guys are enjoying today's Dota 2 coverage here on Beyond the Summit. We've got plenty of Dota 2 on Beyond the Summit, speaking of which. WPC Dota 2 action, some Chinese Dotas going on over on Beyond the Summit 2 with Zayuri. Newbie was just playing against Black's team CIS. I believe there's a couple more matches coming your way with LGD versus Tong Fu, and I think Vici Gaming versus LGD, so some really nice games there in the Chinese scene. But we're going to have a Game 2 of the Inaugural, our Southeast Asian plus Korean tournament. We've got Rex, Regum, Keon, RRQ up against MiTH, the Indonesians up against the Thai boys. And right now, Indonesia leads 1-0. Game 2, Wisp Tiny is the call to action from RRQ. They give away a Lycan pick. And as a response, they're going to go for that Wisp Tiny. We saw DK deal with Lycan one game using a Wisp Tiny as well as some other lockdown. But they also had like a Bat Rider on their team among other things. So you need lockdown. You need ways of dealing with the push. Puck gives you some counter push. Same for AA. But whether it's going to be enough and whether they maybe need more lockdown / initiation is going to be the big question. Because that's where Bat Rider can catch out a hero like the Lycan, isolate him, kill him before a fight begins. Same story for the Death Prophet. Seems MiTH are happy to go for this kind of all-in strong push. RRQ got to ban out the Death Prophet in Game 1, but Game 2, it was first pick MiTH, and it seems that first pick is quite a big advantage because it forces your opponents to really not ban those niche heroes of yours. Like, you can ban a Death Prophet when you have first pick yourself, but as soon as MiTH get first pick, you can't be wasting bans on Death Prophet when you got to take out Bat Rider and they choose to ban out Centaur. And Centaur's not a must-ban hero, but you know if you ban Lycan instead, they first pick the Centaur. And I think RRQ decide they'd rather verse a Lycan than a Centaur, which I think is an okay sentiment. I don't think it's necessarily right. I don't think there's any right or wrong way to go about the draft. It just comes down to personal preference as well as trying to read your opponents and what they want to do, what they play best with. And GobGB played 3 games of Centaur in a row against Team Zephyr yesterday. So I think banning out the Centaur is, well, perfectly reasonable here, given the situation. So we'll see Lakel's maybe on the Lycan. Not a hero he's known for playing, so we'll have to see how he adjusts to that. I'm surprised MiTH haven't even just tried to go just for a standard Lakel's Morphling game here, because their back's now against the wall. And sure, Lycan, one of the fantastic top-tier heroes, but not a guaranteed win by any means. Not a hero you often see Lakel's on. So we'll see what MiTH look to do. They've got the Shadow Demon Sand-King. They do need another core hero, probably an offlaner, I imagine, for GobGB. And looking as far as offlaners go, Nyx Assassin's still in the pool, though I'm not sure I like the Nyx too much against Wisp Tiny, TA, this kind of a draft. I'm not sure what better offlaners there are, but just not entirely sure that Nyx is the right way to go. I think it's better than a Timbersaw. Timbersaw a bit too farm and momentum dependent, but we'll see what it's going to be in just a second here. Still about 30 seconds of bonus time. If MiTH when I used RRQ have gone for a TA as their mid hero, that's going to look to match up pretty well against the Death Prophet. Pretty easy to dodge Crypt Swarms using the Refraction. You've got good lasting and deny potential with the Refraction bonus damage as well. You can't completely shut down Death Prophet farm, especially if the Death Prophet's going to be using Crypt Swarm to farm, but you can always, any creeps that aren't finished off with Crypt Swarm get easy denies, and it's just really hard for Death Prophet to go for last hits using base auto attack damage unless you go for phase boots. And MiTH, Omni Knight, they're really all about that mid-game push. And I think this is going to be an offlane Omni Knight for GobGB, so an unusual, unconventional pick. Talked about by many players as one of the worst heroes in the game. I'm not sure if that's entirely fair to the hero, but definitely not a strong top-tier hero by any means. But we'll get ourselves in this game in just a second. I've lost my in-game overlay. Where did I put it? Aha! In-game overlay. Success! We've now got in-game stuff going. Big shout out to our sponsor, Twitch TV, for powering this tournament, as well as our other sponsors. Oh, that's why I'm not using it. Because it doesn't fit. It doesn't fit on this resolution. No wonder. Okay, we're not going to use it. We'll get rid of it. Because I'm not on the standard 16:9 resolution. It makes things a little tricky. But we're on the Ben Molini Wu computer here, so he plays in 16:10 apparently, which is not the best for streaming. But hey, we'll roll with it. Keep you guys the non-stretch version. For those, we did have it on stretched out a couple days ago, and most people seem to prefer the non-stretch resolution. But yeah, we'll get ourselves into Game 2, as we'll see how this draft and bans and picks coming out. So as I was saying, big shout out though for Twitch for powering this tournament, as well as our other sponsors, esportsventure.com, as well as 100 TB. So if you want to check out their products, 100 TB offers server hosting and all, and many different kind of file hosting options. You can check their link below the stream, as well as esportsventure.com. If you sign up through Beyond the Summit, you get a €5 bonus with your first deposit, as well as a 10% bonus on however much you deposit. So some really good deals there through esportsventure.com if you want to support esports and bet on esports matches and try and make yourself some money. Who wants to win rares when you can win actual real cash? That's what Esports Venture are offering. But for now, guys, let's get the thing underway. It is time for our Game 2 RRQ. They lead 1-0. They're on that dire side, and we'll see what they have in mind here. As this time I will not forget to unmute Dota 2.
The battle begins.
All right, let's introduce our two teams. Over on the dire side, it will be RRQ, Rex, Regum, Keon. NFR going to be playing the offlane Puck. We've got Don Juan playing the solo mid Templar Assassin. We've got Gehenna on the Ancient Apparition. Koala going to be on the carry Tiny. And then finally, the Wisp player, Boo Boo, the fantastic Moran from last game, is going to be on the IO. And it looks like MiTH is not going to be an offlane Omni Knight. They're going for an offensive trial and potentially. We're going to see Gobjibi on the Omni Knight, Boombell on the Sand King, Shadow Demon being played by TNK. Mid lane is going to be Arba on the Death Prophet. And finally, safely in solo, Lakel's 1v1 against a Puck. So a pretty nice matchup for a Lycan, I'd say, all things considered. He has a stout shield. He's got plenty of regen. 10 tangos and a salve. He doesn't even need wolves to last hit. He can just last hit with his hero for days with all this extra regen that he's got. He's just zoning out NFR, or at least trying to. The stout shield will give him damage block, and he's got all these tangos to play around with as well, so could theoretically be a very nice lane for him. It looks like AA realized, okay, offensive trial, I got to help out top. Thought about starting off mid to give a bit of a boost to the TA maybe, but not going to be too much more beyond that. And with Chilling Touch, with Wisp plus Tiny, they can fight this tri-lane head on. You want to try do so at the early levels, before Omni Knights gets level 2, level 3. Once you get 2 points in the Purification, a point in the Repel, fighting into them gets a whole lot harder. And to see if they get all aggressive. They've already leveled up the Chilling Touch as well as the Avalanche. Tiny hitting level 2, although he doesn't have the mana pool to use a combo of Stun as well as Toss. Any spells get used, he will get Magic Stick charges, and he will have the combo. So that's what he's going to be looking for. Fairly early on here. Mid lane is 4 CS to the 6 on Arba, so Arba's actually had the better start as far as mid lane's concerned. And Gobjibi, well, he's got 5 CS on his Omni Knight. In the off lane, he is going to be a farming Omni Knight up against the farming Tiny of Koala, and we've seen Tiny Wisp just wreck games single-handedly, so let's find out exactly what the plan's going to be. They haven't actually started any pulls yet. It looks like they got a D-ward, but they blocked it using their D-ward, unfortunately. But they get this big pull. That's always the beauty of this top lane. You don't get the standard pull. There's the big pull as well. But this can be contested. MiTH with 3 heroes here will come in and try and take this. Gobjibi actually copping a shockwave, unfortunately. Getting these last hits, though, which is the big thing here. And last hitting against all these neutral creeps, not easy. So he gets 2 of the 3. Oh, the shockwave. Double shockwave coming in. Oh, God. Satyr brings the pain with the Hadouken spam. That short Hadouken cooldown, man. They're not going to be too pleased about that. That's 100-ish damage per Hadouken. They're going to go for a little pull of their own to go for some denies. And we'll see if RRQ have any better luck with the Hadoukens. It's already used 2. There will be more coming in just a second. But first blood actually happened bottom lane. TA rotated with a haste rune. That's a dead Lycan. Watching, having too much fun watching the shockwave spam. It used the 3rd one. Oh, it did go for it. All right, forget shockwave. Let's watch actual ganks and rotations. Puck getting a kill with the help of the TA. TA actually getting the kill with the help of the Puck, I should say. Meanwhile, top lane thinking about disruption initiation. The Shadow Demon moving very far forward. There's your disruption. There is a Sand King level 2. Soul Catcher as well. There should be a purification on top. Koala. A lot of this damage is being blocked here by the overcharge, and they're going to turn this one around. Boombell in trouble. He gets hit by the cold feet. Gobjibi going to go down as well as Boombell, I think. 10 HP, 1 or 2 more right clicks. What are they thinking? They haven't got the damage to kill this Tiny. He even had a magic stick, which he didn't even have to use. 3 for nothing early on. RRQ. Oh boy, these are the guys to look out for. The team once again off to a bad start against this Indonesian opponent. Don Juan's doing pretty well mid lane, slightly behind on CS, but he's roamed and left the lane once to get his team a kill already, so I don't think he's going to be too worried about that. Lakel's at bottom, he's got 1k gold, but with the death to his name, even though he's leading on CS, it's really not as good as it otherwise looks, and it's going to be another kill on top lane. With Tiny and AA. This time the AA didn't even look like the AA helped out there. That was the Shadow Demon, so that's his first death. Everyone in this top MiTH tri-lane has now died. Can't keep my eyes off of it. The tri-lane versus tri-lane, that's where you'd definitely expect there to be these kills, and just not so many coming out of MiTH. This troll satyr has used 4 shockwaves. Oh, 1 satyr to rule them all. There's a 5th! He's almost out of mana. I don't think I've ever seen a neutral satyr run out of mana. Like, I've run out of mana, like, and seen him run out of mana, like, when a Chen grabs one, because you're spamming it, maybe, like a Chen or an Enchantress, but a neutral non-claim one. They're going with the Sun Toss combo. Defensive disruption, but Shadow Demon should still go down regardless. It slows there from the tether. Another shockwave comes in! Sacking! He says, get off me! Oh, the satyr tormentor. 6 shockwaves. Later, at top lane, he helps out. He gets the assist onto the Sand King. Unfortunately, his stats do not show up on the scoreboard. If it did, he would be assisted for like half of these kills at top lane. There's been 5 kills at tops, and he's probably assisted in like 3 or 4 of the 5 kills. Oh my god, what a joke. these shockwaves, what a joke. Soul Ring now purchased by Wisp. This is going to give Tiny just never-ending mana. He doesn't have to worry about getting a bottle or anything like that, because this Soul Ring can just be used whenever he needs some extra boost to his mana pool. Smoke getting towards mid. MiTH Trust aside. This offlane not working at all. Let's try and kill the TA. Refraction is being used here. It is on cooldown. He's getting bonus damage, but the defensive refraction not there. The smoke going to get revealed. Oh, Boombell. He comes too close, and the Observer Ward sees him. Oh, no. Nothing going MiTH Trust's way. Oh, boy. This gank's still going to be attempted by TNK. He's going to go from behind with the Sand King sitting there, but Puck's here with a level 6 with a Dream Call. TNK goes in with a Soul Catcher. There's your Puck. Dream Call out on Boombell. He's going to try to get himself out of there, but it breaks the coil. They do retreat. They decide they can't engage into the Exorcism. TA was also really low on HP and mana. I think the bottle's coming out in just a second, so he is bottle crowing. The Sentry Ward now being plopped down as well to de-ward a trap, but that means RRQ's TA knows his Sentry's here. Puck in some trouble. Lakel's has actually popped the ultimate. Orbs himself out of there. Dodge 1. He's got the refraction as well as a couple bottle charges, so he should be just fine here, despite the fact that he's a little bit low. Lakel's has actually come all the way from bottom. He bottled up a haster in here, but his ulti about to wear off. Bit of an unnecessary rotation, I'd say. Meanwhile, top lane, it looks like Tiny completely zoning out the Omni Knight. All 3 lanes going really well for RRQ. Koala now, phase boots. See if he goes for probably like a standard phase drums Ag Scepter build, would be my guess. Oh, that Hero Centaur has finally died. Where did the Hero Centaur go? Oh, sorry, not Centaur, the Satyr. That 6 shockwave spamming champion, he's gone. Then maybe another gank attempt here. There are 3 MiTH Trust heroes trying to poke their head forward. No disruption though. Revealed by the creep wave, and Donj 1 will be just fine here. Oh. Puck, NFR at bottom lane. He's hit level 6. At this point, he probably wants to stay bottom a bit, get a few more levels. He really wants to be hitting like level 8, level 9, getting not just map points in the orb, but also the Waning Rift before he gets really effective. Tiny is going to go for an early point in the grow, so not going to go for the build we've seen Yamate doing, which is just max out, go for the 4-4-0, get the first point ulti at level 9, which is good when you go the Blink Dagger, but if you're going this carry DPS Tiny, obviously the ultimate early on can be pretty powerful for your combo, and just your right-click damage in general. And they're going to look for this tier 1 tower. Wisp is helping things out, has the spirits out, and the support's still bottom lane. They're going to go for a smoke here, but TA is nowhere to be seen. TA's in the jungle. They're not going to find it. The smoke maybe just going to head towards the top lane. They're pinging mid now. Are they going to get revealed? Oh no, they're going to get revealed again. Donjon scouts them out. Oh god, MiTH Trust, there's nothing going their way. Exorcism will be used to try and bring down this tier 1 tower. There is a glyph though. They're not even going to need the glyph. They pull the arrow off the tower. Top tier 1 tower meanwhile going down. Oh god, this Exorcism is... I don't even think they're getting this tower. TA finds a double damage rune and can just... Oh, looks like they're going for a kill on Lakel's. Speaking of Lakel's, does have the shapeshift, so... Maybe we're going to have to use a glyph to keep this tower alive, but it's worth using the glyph. Yeah, they use the glyph. Exorcism will wear off in just a second here, so this tower should be kept alive. TA coming in, does have the double damage rune, but not going to even need to use it. As it looks like the Death Prophet going to back off with Exorcism expiring. What build's TA going for? Picks up a 1 to go with the phase boots. Seems a lot like kind of phase drums type builds coming out. We're just getting close at level 6. Looks like Koala's just going to farm some neutrals here. May just jungle a bit with this Wisp here, even though the fact he's low, but Wisp will be hitting level 6 soon, so he can just help this Wisp hit the fast level 6. Wisp can Soul Ring up for more mana. You can just use your mana to spam down these neutrals if you need to. Lycan did end up actually getting the bottom tier 1 tower, so he gets the last hit as well. Does use the shapeshift, unfortunately. And there we go, Tiny. Stun, has a toss, has stun in a couple of seconds. Meanwhile, TA, double damage ring. He's jungling as well at the same time. Tiny's going to help Wisp now. This will be his level 6. So Wisp level 6, they can just head back home, heal up. They may just clear up this camp as well. There is a toss for the Tiny. Plops it down, gets himself a couple last hits. Should head back to the fountain, and they've got a relocate gank ready to go. If they see anyone, or if this the putt can find anyone with a dream call, it's going to be easy kills going the way of the Wisp Tiny. Not to mention if they try and go on this TA. I have to see MiTH Trust, if they check the scoreboard, they can see Wisp is at level 6, but you're not always actively aware of those kind of things. If they checked it just like 30 seconds ago, they'd be like, okay, Wisp level 5, we're okay for now. If they haven't actually checked it just now, they may not know Wisp is level 6. Hasn't actually shown himself on the map at all recently. AI Splash just being thrown out mid lane casually, and that's a level 6 AA as well. You look at the MiTH Trust supports, level 5 Sand King, level 5 Shadow Demon, so no ultis coming into play just yet for the Thai team. And it seems they're going to be possibly getting ganked down in this bottom lane. Lakel's just going to shop as well. His shapeshift is on cooldown. See what Wisp and Tiny look to do with this one, but they may just try and farm up the creep wave. There's a pretty decent sized creep wave here. They're giving top lane for the puck for now, to give him some slightly safer levels. He's almost got his Blink Dagger up. Also needs the levels much more than the Tiny does at this stage of the game. Tiny just happy to get some farm to work on that Aghanim Scepter. He's got his drums, 350 gold, and RRQ, 6 kills to 1 to start things off. They've got only a small 1k-ish gold lead, which isn't much. Partly because of the tower being taken here, but it is a 1 tower apiece between the two teams, so farm actually relatively even. All things considered, it is 6 kills to 1, but MiTH Trust really not that far at all behind. And the smoke, is this also going to be revealed? Wisp is there. He gets revealed. Is there a tether away? Not going to come in time. I don't think they may not have the damage to bring him down. He gets silenced though. Hey, Ice Blast now going to catch out all 3. There's a blink from the puck with a Dream Call. Catches 3. They've lost Wisp, but definitely got G. Oh no, he's not going down. The Guardian Angel going to block some of that physical damage. He may still go down. The Ice Blast did hit him, but he's got 2 kills now for his team. Sand King's still alive in the Sandstorm. Gets healed up. Got GB does end up going down from behind. The TA and the AA teaming up for that one. Lakel's is just trying to bring down the Ancient Apparition. Now realizes he's got to run the Shapeshift. Hasn't got much longer on it. Meanwhile, Sand King's low, doesn't have a TP, doesn't really have an escape out of this one, but they've kind of given up on him. Now the Wisp Tiny going to come in. They're looking for this like, and no, it's just a Wisp. Where's Tiny? Tiny says, bro, you left me behind. Tiny now going to show up, and he's looking for a stun toss, and I think this combo is going to land, and this is going to be a dead Lakel's. Oh, no toss being used just yet. He's got it now. We can relocate him out. Oh, dear. Don Juan, the trap is there. He wants Lakel's. He needs another right click, but he's not going to get it. The Wolves as well as the Shadow Demon body blocking that. And if Tiny had been left behind, it would have been a kill. So a slight misplay coming from the Wisp. And now Sand King's rotated in. He was stuck in the jungle near the secret shop of the Dire team, but he's come out of there. He's got a Burrow Strike. Don Juan taking a lot of damage from the Purification, but Tiny's come back. Stun, toss, Boom Bell goes down, and he's not done. This time there's no relocate out to worry about. They're going to kill off these wolves here. They've got the detection from the Sentry. Oh, Death Prophet! He snipes Templar Assassin. The refraction got cleared off, I think, by the wolves, and then the Crypt Swarm finished off the kill. Gehenna, meanwhile, hiding in the trees, does have an Ice Blast. Uh-oh. Looks like he's not being scattered out just yet. Omni Knight's searching around, trying to see if he can find him. Nice little observer place. They're pinging the trees. Are they going to check this spot? They found him. TP, dead. Doesn't matter. Purification doing so much damage. 360 pure damage. Well, 5 kills to 9. That was a good fight for MiTH Trust. I think they traded Eve. It was a 3 for 4. 1 kill advantage for MiTH Trust in that team fight, but a long, messy team fight. And they may lose the kills top now. He may have shapeshift, but without BKB means he can get locked down by a Dream Call. Orb not going to land. I think it was quite important to save that. Dream Call going to now start things off. Lakel's gets stunned by the initial one. He's maybe going to try outrun this. A toss stun combo is there, and there's too much damage. Level 9 combo just doing too much. NFR will be just fine. The Dream Call setting that one up. There was a T1 tower push at mid lane, meanwhile. Exorcism now being thrown out as well. There is a relocate if Wisp wants to go for this. Tiny can be brought in. He's got full combo now as well. Don Juan maybe needs to fight as well. He's got the Blink Dagger. Ice Blast starts things off, juices up some of these heroes, gets them nice and low. And you can't rely on the Omni Knight heals when people get Ice Blasted. God, this Shadow Demon's low. Oh, Disruption. Is the relocate coming in? It sure as hell looks like it. There's your Wisp Tiny. Immediate Burrow Strike. And followed up by a silence here. They'll use the Guardian Angel, but Tiny's got himself a combo. Stun, toss, catches out too. Got GB in trouble. The Orb through coming out. It's a triple kill. Just a double kill, actually. Koala getting the Omni Knight. The first kill wasn't picked up by him. And they completely obliterate MiTH Trust. Getting the Omni Knight and the Shadow Demon. 2 kills unanswered there in the jungle. Nice relocate in. Just bringing in his buddy Tiny, and he's now got himself an Owner Shadows in a second. This Tiny suddenly getting very, very scary. 2k gold to go with his phase drums. Ice Blast being thrown. This is going to hit Lakel's, but no follow-up damage for now. TP in just from the Tiny, and this is... I'm going to actually boost up his mana once again. The Soaring Bottle. Man, I love this Soaring, but I'm surprised more Wisp players don't go for the Soaring. Lakel's is going to be careful. Uh-oh, AA's nearby as well. The Vortex will scout Lakel's. No Shapeshift for 10 seconds. He's dead, I believe. He's got the backup in the form of the Shadow Demon. Shadow Demon, what is that disruption? Oh, he double taps it. TNK with the big mistake. It was a dead Lycan regardless, I want to say. Maybe he could have shapeshifted after the disruption and just, with the confusion, gotten away. But if Tiny was waiting with a stun or Puck was there with the Dream Coil, it was a kill regardless. But I don't think Puck was actually there. No, Puck was bottom. So maybe a disrupt into a shapeshift escape could have worked, but Shadow Demon just sets himself up. What a misclick coming in. Or a mistap, possibly, from his keyboard with the double tap. Self-disrupt, not what he was going for there. Well,
Radiant's bottom
Koala?
tower is
Oh,
under
man,
attack.
don't miss those last hits. You've been doing so well. 70 last hits, 6-0 and 6. Misses a Siege Creep, but he's farming so ridiculously well. He's only 1,200 away from max HP. He's being ganked out top lane. Wiz has a relocate, though, so they can actually rescue him. Sand King, he's farmed a Blink Dagger Boom Bell. That's a pretty nice timing for him, but he's not going to catch out Koala there, unfortunately. Koala now level 11. Relocate, that's bottom lane. They've gone in on Lakel's, does not have a BKB, just the Ogre Club. Done, toss combo, they're going to get it perfect. Lakel's one more right click, are they going to do anything damage? He gets hit by the AA Ice Blast Shatter Effect. The Shatter Effect finishes them off, nicely played. I don't think if it wasn't for the AA, I don't think they actually get that kill. I think that Ice Blast was actually needed, because he had just outran them. The combo from the Tiny didn't do enough damage. They just barely get the kill. And Tiny's going to stay bottom lane to help push down this tier 1 tower. Whisper's back top. Going to try to keep this tier 1 alive. The Exorcism there, though. Going to make this hard. Now with a Blink Burrow Strike followed by Silence, Boo Boo will go down. So MiTH Trust get a consolation prize in the form of a tier 1 tower and a Wisp kill. But they're trading for a bottom tier 1. They lose their Lycan. And AA, well, pressuring this mid tower a bit, but there's not much more he can do. If he gets disrupted and a TP in, he will go down. Ice Blast top. This tier 1 actually may stay alive. With that Ice Blast, I think MiTH Trust may be a bit scared. The Exorcism about to wear off, and they're pinging this. Their TP's in. Tiny, yeah, it's him leading the way. Arbor now. He gets repelled. He's going to go for the tower. MiTH Trust now. Oh, anything? Toss? No. No RNG for you, but actually the Omni Knight. He's being used the Guardian Angel. They're pinging him. The chase is on. Koala's out of mana, though. Can't actually do anything to GobGB. GobGB doesn't have the TP out. Can buy his mech if he wants to do so, and it looks like he's going to be A-okay. Without Wisp here, Tiny doesn't have that mana support. So Wisp will come in, probably soaring up the Tiny. Give him that little soaring boost. And then be good to go once again. So this will give him a nice little boost to his mana. Seeing on 110 right now. There we go, gets mana'd up. Never mind. I was about to say, we're going to see the TA now mid. Don Juan's done fantastic on this TA. He's 3-1. He hasn't been involved in that many kills, but he's got himself a lot of farm with the Mithril Hammer. I'll see if he's going for the Deso or what. Actually, it's a relocate in bottom lane. Lakel's got caught out again. Boombell's countered with an Epicenter now. NFR's still alive, though. They don't have the damage to bring him down. They need the Cryptstorm. NFR's not going to dodge it. Almost managed to get away. Toss is going to finish off the Sand King, and they want to chase down Arbor, but with Phase Drums Yules, he's bloody fast. The traps will come in now. Arbor gets slowed a bit, but he's still got 350 move speed, even with the trap hitting him. Instead, the TA going to go for the Shadow Demon. We're going to block off his retreat now as well, and that should be a kill on TNK. Yes, it will be. Oh, Exorcism coming out now as well. Don Juan taking a lot of damage on the TA. He barely goes down. There's your stun toss, but it's a toss out of there. Koala says he don't have anything to do with this Death Prophet. Arbor now chasing. Offensive Yules being used, and Tiny can't really go back in. He's got a toss, but he's got no stun for 5 seconds. There's another toss back. Oh, Arbor just being trolled around with, and now he's trying to chase down Koala here. Koala, it's going to be close. The next Avalanche coming out. Koala getting very low. Arbor needs another Cryptstorm. The Ghost not going to finish off Koala. It looks like 60, 70 HP. Not going to be able to chase him down, unfortunately. Meanwhile, Wisp, he's been Burrow Striked up once. Has got a TP scroll, but unfortunately doesn't have the mana. Can he tether away to anyone? He's got a teammate nearby, but Silence is going to prevent it. Boo Boo goes down. The Cryptstorm getting the last hit. Puck now needs to get the hell out of here. Yule Scepter possibly into a Silence could cause him some problems, but oh, there. No, just casual Yule's going to back off. Oh. Tiny has his Zags now with his starts of a Yasha. So he's looking for that Yasha build. May not finish off the full Manta style. Could just go Yasha Assault Crash, Yasha BKB. I think the Assault Crash is really nice. You need the bonus armor against the Death Prophet. Tiny's sitting on, what, 9 armor at the moment. He'll get another bonus armor from the 4th point in Crag Exterior, but he needs that bonus armor to stay alive against the Death Prophet ult. It's causing him a fair bit of damage and pain right now. RRQ with Tiny making the way towards top. May be looking for another kill on Lakel's here. Lakel's BKB still not finished. He's really struggling to find farm this game. Lakel's, when you talk about giving MiTH Trust Lycan here, you can see Lakel's not that comfortable or used to playing the hero. They're pinging out the Wiz Tiny top lane. Problem is, if Wiz just sits back, he can always relocate out the Tiny, and Tiny after killing the creep wave says, let's just back off. And with Lakel's charging forward, I think that's been spotted. Because Wiz Tiny know they're going to go neutrals. Oh, the Wolves, though, still following them wherever they go. MiTH Trust, they're not smoked here. They're just going to rotate on through. There's no Observer Ward scouting them out just yet. And Tiny thinking about going through. All they've got to do is make sure they disable or silence the Wisp here. Don't let him get a relocate off. Tiny blink. Burrow Strike is there. Wisp's going to just tether him. No relocate out. And it looks like they decide they can't fight this one. TP coming in. That's your Templar Assassin. Trap going to hit 4 heroes. Slows all of them. Arbor. GB thinks about a repel. Will do so now. Exorcism should be there. He casts it now. Koala getting silenced up, taking a lot of damage. Needs to relocate out. Is it going to come? Doesn't look like it. Epicenter from your Sanking. That's a dead puck. Dead Tiny. Nicely played by MiTH Trust. 2 heroes kills to start the fight. And Boo Boo should go down as well. Very low on HP. Will take a fall. Arbor gets himself a mega kill streak. MiTH Trust are finding their team fight. They're finding their rhythm now. I think just a bit of a mistake there for RRQ to try and engage. Not to mention just getting baited in a little bit too hard.
Dire's top tower has fallen.
The Wiz needs to be thinking actively to use these relocates to try and save heroes to get caught out, because Tiny was in such a bad spot. Wiz could have done the relocate out, pay for it with his own life, but save the Tiny there. Doesn't do so, and now MiTH Trust is suddenly on the high ground. Lycan may be 1-5, may not have a BKB at 21 minutes in, which I'd say is pretty mediocre right now for Lakel's. He's really not doing well at all this game, but hey, doesn't really matter. There's going to be a blink in here. They see this TA. There is a Radiant Ward. They know he's here. They're pinging this. Have they got detection? Oh, Lakel's. A Burrow Strike going to go through. Don Juan on the run. There was a defensive. Oh, they need the Guardian Angel. I don't think they have it. Where's the Tiny? He comes in now. Who's he going to go in first? It looks like they killed the Omni and the Shadow Demon. The third hero to die, maybe Arbor. It looks like, yes, he will go down. Don Juan with the blink meld attack. They lose 3 in a tier 2 tower, and then they retaliate as soon as they respawn. With Exorcism on cooldown, it's really hard for MiTH Trust to fight, and they just overstayed their welcome there. They did get the tier 3 tower down nice and low, so it was, end of the day, still a pretty good result for MiTH Trust, but they did not need to be giving up those 3 kills. 2 kills on core heroes as well, with both Omni Knight and the Death Prophet dying. For RRQ, it just shows, look, Death Prophet's the hero we want to target, and TA does have a Death Slayer, so Don Juan can do a lot of damage in a short amount of time with this Deso. They'll get the tier 1 tower, and it looks like they're going to go for Roshan as well. So tier 1 dead, and Tiny will back off. Help the TA out with Roshan, with Desolator as well as the meld. Roshan is such an easy pickup. This is what I feel RRQ really need right now as well. BKB still not up for Lakel, so he'll have that around that 23-minute mark, just one neutral camp away from it. This game's still in the balance, but I'd definitely give an edge to RRQ. It's a 2k gold lead, 5k-ish experience lead, but the one thing is they lose a fight, they potentially lose Raxes. Top lane very exposed, and also very low on AP. There will be a Burrow Strike coming through. Don Juan's going in for a kill on the Shadow Demon, gets the self-disrupt off just in time. But he's still probably going to go down. Yep, he does go down to the TA, as well as the Sankin taking a fall as well. There's just no damage up from MiTH Trust until the Exorcism comes in. Maybe too late. Tiny going, taking a lot here. Now Don Juan, he blinks onto the cliff. He's going to almost get the kill on Arbor. Arbor just gets healed up at the last minute, though. He was going to be okay. The Ice Blast now going to be off the mark. I think it gets scouted out. Don Juan's kind of trapped here on the high grounds. Does have an Aegis, but he wants to really blink out of this. Boom Bell, Burrow Strike. He's going to go up there. Don Juan still, oh, no, he goes down. Sanking now. Is there going to be a blink out in time? He's going to respawn. No blink for you. And Don Juan's screwed. He's got no way out of this one. He blinked onto the cliff, and he's going to pay for that with his life. Oh, man. If he just... I think he blinked from over here and somehow got stuck on the cliff when he was trying to blink here. If he blinked here, not only does he survive, but he kills that Death Prophet. The Death Prophet was so low. 1 hit from dead. Surely Omni Knight healed the Death Prophet, but he could have got that 3rd hit in before the heal came in. Problem was he was stuck on the cliff out of range. Shiva's Guard being worked on for Arbor, and that was a bit of a unfortunate end result for the TA there. MiTH Trust will look to follow this up with a potential push here. Exorcism still not up for 45 seconds. Ice Blast going to go through, just deter any sort of a push. As Observer Sentry gets plopped down in the lane now. No. RRQ do have a gem on their side, which is going to give them slightly better map control. They want to try and de-ward this cliff here as well as this bottom lane. They don't know about the bottom lane, but they were pinging around this cliff before, so I think they have a pretty good idea where those wards are. As soon as Johanna gets down in the river, we'll see them as well with the Dire Observer Ward, giving that high ground vision. But for now, happy just to keep farming. Tiny up to 3k gold with the Yasha Ag, so if he wanted his Manta, he could have bought it by now. Makes me think he may be going Assault Caress. Is he going to pick up that Hyperstone? Yes, he is. So, okay. Pretty standard stuff. Plate Mail may fly out fairly soon as well. Doesn't have a slot for a TP, but you've got the Wisp. Wisp is your TP scrolling himself. Arbor now bottom lane needs to be a bit careful, but I think a relocate in is really risky. Death Prophet has Yule's Exorcism. Fighting into that, not to mention the Silence, is probably a losing proposition. Tiny now just going to keep kind of solo pushing this bottom lane. He needs to join up with the Wisp, but Wisp is heading down there as well. So, speaking of Wisp, Mech is on the way in 700 gold. That Mech will help out a lot, even just for the bonus armor to do with this Death Prophet Exorcism damage and the Lycan damage. I feel like this is one of those games where armor is the big thing for RRQ. That's where the Aghanim Scepter's nice. Mech is going to be really nice. Also getting an Ag Scepter on the AA at this stage of the game seems like a pretty key thing. And MiTH Trust, it feels like they want to go for a push. They finished off the BKB on Lycan. They say, let's try and push the high ground. Don Juan now is not the time to be getting picked off. Has a buyback for this push, and it looks like RRQ will get themselves a tier 2 tower at bottom, so this is some nice trade for them. They will need to get back top to defend soon. Wiz Tiny may just go for this tier 3 tower trade. They can trade this and then relocate in. TA going to go for some creep skipping here as well. They will lose this tier 3 tower here. There's no glyph, and possibly Rax is under siege. They need to relocate in soon. Here come your TPs. Tiny just going to actually TP himself back. Rax is already getting low. Puck going to orb silence himself in. Does drawn out. Tiny going to take out the wolves. These Rax is nice and low. There's no glyph, but the Death Prophet taking a lot of damage here. There is a Guardian Angel as well as a Repel. They want to try to fight Exodus. Oh no, it's the Epicenter from the Sand King. They killed the Tiny. I don't know if he has buyback. He does. Immediate buyback. Now Rax is just being focused with the Guardian Angel. They have gone in here. The Raxes will take a fall, but they've killed Omni Knight as well as Sand King. They may just be able to clean up here. Don Juan does a lot of damage. The Shadow Demon TP out just in time. Arbor, anything to stop his TP? No. They just all TP out. They're home free. Lakells, is there anything to stop his TP? No, there's not. 3 TPs in the face of RRQ. Oh boy. They get Raxes, they force a tiny buyback, and they get out. At least the important heroes get out. Lycan survives, Death Prophet survives, even the Shadow Demon freaking survives. That could have gone a lot better for RRQ. They needed to be in better position to defend, or they needed to just commit to that bottom push. They didn't have the glyph was the big thing there. If they had the glyph, that could have gone a lot better for them. But by the time they went in there, Rax was already so low on HP. Ooh, Lakells gets hit by the meld attack. He does not have shapeshift for 10 seconds. Puck goes blinking in, but gets immediately disrupted. Nicely played there. Now the Purge comes out. Uh-oh. There's a relocate. Lakells does not have BKB. Gets brought down by the Wiz Tiny. Wiz Tiny get Burrow Striked up, but it's too late. The Silence on Bob GB as well. Not going to be enough to bring him down just yet. Now the TA looking for the Shadow Demon with only 2 points in the Disrupt. He's going to be brought down as well as they get the kill on the Omni Knight. 3 heroes all dead. The chase is on, maybe on Arbor. He pops a Shiver Scar, but should be okay. The Creep Wave a bit of a ways away. Wisp is clearing out top. They can go for the top as well as the mid tier 2 towers here. I don't think they're going to have any chance to breach the high ground. There's not enough time for that, but they may be able to get themselves 2 tier 2 towers with the pushing power of Wisp Tiny. And Tiny's going to head himself top. Death Prophet, man, be careful. You'll see these heroes here and think, okay, maybe I don't defend. 14 seconds on Omni and Lycan, so this should be a fairly straightforward tier 2 tower top. The tier 2 mid may be contested by MiTH Trust. They're going to glyph this one, but I don't see them defending it, even though they glyph. The TA minus armor, combined with the tiny damage. Oof, that tower drops fast.
Tower is under attack.
It looks like for RRQ, back off for now is the call. They don't have an Aegis here, so they do need to be a bit careful. Oh man, this TA going full glass cannon. Don Juan, Desolator into Crystallis. How far away from that Daedalus is? Looks like he's not... Well, he's got 2k gold, so he's actually only like 1500 away. MiTH Trust may be up a melee Rax, but I'd still say this game very even. It's a 7.5k gold lead for RRQ, 12k XP lead, and I only say it's even because MiTH Trust have the Rax. If there was no Raxes down on either side, I'd give RRQ the edge, but that Rax does even things up a little bit, puts a bit more pressure on RRQ. But for MiTH Trust, all they're going to look to keep doing is trading lives for buildings. If they can get a kill, or if they win a fight, That's potentially another... Well, I guess there's tier 2 towers this time, but they get a tier 2 tower or two, they get a tier 3 tower and just start chipping away at the base. Their whole plan is built around sieging RRQ's base, using the Lycan, using the Exorcism from the Death Prophet. Again, Don Juan just creep skipping. He's done a great job of this. Where's Tiny? They're going to be pushing out the bottom lane, and there's no creep wave. They need a creep wave to do this. TA's just been a complete menace. Now going to head towards top lane, and there's no Radiant heroes there waiting. Roshan's still a good 1+ minutes away. Lakel's goes in there as he's shopping, because I was about to say there's no chance of Roshan respawning anytime soon. Hyperstone maybe? Yeah, he's going to go Assault Crest. Who's Tiny bottom lane? Need to be careful. They need to get out and get out now. Oh, Koala. They're drawing lines. I think they realize the direction they're coming from. He'll TP out. Boo Boo will get the TP out just in time. No Shadow Poisons being used in the trees to scout anything out here, but TA, top lane is safe, and that's 700 away from a Daedalus, so there's going to be Daedalus Assault Crest soon for this RRQ side. The scary thing's always going to come when MiTH Trust push, though. Exorcism plus Lycan combined with a Guardian Angel and Repel means killing anyone is going to be hard, and those heroes may just focus down your buildings. They may ignore heroes. If you gradually lose your base, you're maybe going to lose this game if you're RRQ, even though they have such a big lead. Well, purified. Don Juan at top. He's just happy to keep going for this solo split push play, feeling so confident he can't be picked off. And as soon as he sees a few too many heroes missing, he does blink away, like we just saw. But once MiTH Trust show themselves mid lane, he may just go back to pushing, and it looks like he's considering that. And Kells is marching up this middle lane. Even with the gem on the AA, there hasn't been that much dewarding. There's still decent trust in the lane here. I think they had a River Ward here, which just expired. But still got a decent amount of Sentry Ward coverage. Kells is now pushing mid with his team. It seems, I think MiTH Trust realized they can't just drag this game. Wiz Tiny late game. One TP gets cancelled. Shadow Demon not going to be able to protect this tower there. There is a disruption. Going to use it offensively onto the Tiny here, but there's a team fight meanwhile mid lane. They're buying space and time for Tiny just to get bottom Raxes. Puck going to maybe go down here, but the Rax is going to fall. Wisp still has relocated. He can actually join up to this fight. Is there going to be a relocate out? Do they look to fight and pick any of these heroes off? They're going to run right into some of these MiTH Trust heroes who are trying to flank, but I think that works into the Wisp Tiny's favor. They're so strong. They're so scary. TA's found Omni Knight. He needs to mech. He needs to GA this maybe. Stun comes in just in time, but he gets the crit. Omni goes down to a big crit. There's another crit onto Boom Bell. One more right click will finish him off. Oh, the gem. The AA is not here. Is there going to be a waning rift? Park. Orb in 3 seconds. Not going to use it just yet. He will go for a long range orb maybe. Nope. Blink away. Meanwhile, bottom rack just went down. Oh no, they killed Sanking anyways. TA chased him down. Lycan's trying to fight this, but I don't think he can. Here comes your Tiny. There's an avalanche toss. Kells gets hit. He's going to be brought down as well. 3 heroes on MiTH Trust. Hit the deck. Oh dear. Deary me. MiTH Trust. 3 heroes down. Puck going to TP home. Will survive. The Wolf's not going to do enough damage. And that's Rax's. They couldn't stop the Tiny doing it. Relocate's on cooldown, unfortunately. Otherwise, they could maybe try and backdoor this top lane, but this Tiny something. I think that's a Manta. Yep, Manta style complete. Daedalus also complete at the same time for TA. TA just needs to go buy the Demon Edge from the shop. And not only does he have Daedalus, he has like 1500 gold in reserve, so he's got buyback. Losing this game all of a sudden, not going to be... It's going to be hard. RRQ have such a big lead. 15k gold lead, 20k experience. MiTH Trust may have taken first Raxes, but that was just a bit of a misplay from RRQ. Even with the Rax down, RRQ have a huge advantage, and now, well, they've got Raxes of their own, and they're the ones in complete control. MiTH Trust at danger of being 2-0'd and knocked out of the inaugural here. This is the Group A decider. Winner of this match advances to the playoffs. Will verse Scythe Singapore at 8 p.m. tomorrow in the first semi-final. Loser of this, though, going home. Knocked out of the tournament. And now RRQ have found themselves a Roshan. This will be Aegis. I think for the TA, just because the TA is so squishy, I don't think Tiny needs it as much anymore. He's got the Wisp to help him around. TA is like a glass cannon, but maybe give it to Tiny. Tiny's actually not here yet, so if they want Tiny to pick it up, they need to relocate him into the Roshan pit. And yeah, it looks like TA has made space for the Aegis. Has to be a bit careful. He's got another Refraction, got another Meld, and he'll be just fine. There we go. Oh, yeah, let's say Don Juan for a second wasn't taking it. He'll blink himself home and probably maybe even pick up Boots of Travel at this stage. Although he does still have 1 item slot available with the Magic Wand, which can be sold. Well, I'm not sure what the plan is for MiTH Trust. Hex has even been picked up by the Puck. It looks like he just used on something. I'm not sure what that was about, but MiTH Trust all still good and healthy. Omni Knight Repel can be used to deal with the Hex, but oh man, defending these next couple pushes is going to be so difficult. We'll see what Don Juan looks to buy here with his 2.5k gold. Does he get the Boots of Travel to join up with his team? Doesn't seem he really wants to yet. I don't think he needs to. I think you can get another big item. Get something like a Manta style, sell your magic wand. Or do you even go more damage? I think he's gone glass cannon this far. Maybe he goes even further. Nothing going to be purchased just yet. He's going to wait and see. Maybe not even sure of what himself what he wants. Tiny going to clear out enemy ancients. They're just farming all over the map, including taking farm that should be MiTH Trust. And right now, the Death Prophet did a great job carrying MiTH Trust through the early to mid game, but now that we're entering that late game stage, Death Prophet alone cannot do enough. Lycan also not a great late game carry. And this Lycan has really struggled throughout all stages of the game, even the mid game where Lycan's meant to be one of the better carries. Do they see the TA? Yes, they do, but Blink Burrow Strike not going to happen. What has TA bought now? It's going to be a Ghost Scepter. Okay. That's a bit of a weird kind of almost trollish item. I guess you can block, like, exorcism damage? Can you block exorcism damage with Ghost Scepter? I guess you can. It is physical damage. I'm not sure. I guess it doesn't go through Ghost Scepter because it's physical damage. It's not reduced by damage block. I knew that. Like, you can't get Vanguard against it, but yeah, I'm not sure. Damn, that's some crazy minimap. Like, blurs around these heroes. I need to get these settings. I'll be better at Dota with these settings. The key to getting better MMR, use console to your advantage. Because these little, man, holy crap. I gotta say, I do like that. Well. It seems RRQ, maybe with this, I think with this Aegis, they'll be ready to go push soon. And Don Juan's leading the way. The Ghost Scepter, it helps a little against the Lycan, like, don't get me wrong, but TA, generally speaking, is just going to man-fight his way out of the one. AA going to be getting caught out here, but the Puck Hex is there. Orb to the low ground with the Dream Call. The Repel coming out now on the Sand King. Wiz Tiny just going to relocate in. They're going for Raxes. There is a Glyph ready. Immediate Yule Scepter onto the Tiny. He gets silenced up as well. They may need to Glyph this one. The Rain Track's taking heavy damage. No Glyph just yet. Meanwhile, TA killed off the Omni Knight. They're just going to get these Raxes. The young Glyph, you've got a Glyph, and you've got a Glyph now. Exorcism also needs to be used. Koala taking heavy damage. Meanwhile, TA's got himself a triple kill at bottom. 3 MiTH Trust heroes dead. Rax is also low. That was a Glyph as well. Now Arbor going to be the 4th hero dead, perhaps. Puck going to show up as well. TA with a Melt Strike. Dead TA. Dead Raxes. GG is called. Lakel's going to be the final kill. That's their team wipe. And RRQ have knocked out MiTH Trust from the inaugural. They're going to advance to the playoffs. They're going to be versing Scythe Singapore in our first semi-final. That match is tomorrow, and there we go, guys. There you have it. The Indonesian team, RRQ, definitely a team to look out for. These guys pack a mean punch. I've been talking them up for a while, and it's great to see them deliver some results here in the inaugural. As I do think they are one of your kind of top-tier SEA teams. Like Scythe and Titan, you're kind of clear top 2, but when you talk about who's number 3, I look at Arrow and RRQ. Those, to me, are the next best team. So your top 4 to me in Southeast Asia is your Titan, Scythe, Arrow, and RRQ. Arrow, unfortunately, did lose to MiTH Trust, so we can always make an argument for MiTH Trust up there in the top 4, top 5. They did a great job knocking out Arrow Gaming to get into the inaugural group stages, but unfortunately, once they were in the group stage, they couldn't deliver the results, and they're going to go home. So it's going to be RRQ advancing. So we've got a semi-finals with a very diverse group. We've got one team from no Thai teams. We've got a team from Indonesia up against the Singapore team, and then we've got the Malaysian boys, Titan, up against the Filipinos, Execration. So 4 different countries being represented in the inaugural semifinals. Great to see some diversity here in Southeast Asia. It's never really one country dominating the region. Malaysia kind of known for having the most top-tier teams, but only one Malaysian team making it into the playoffs. So we'll have a very, very diverse bunch here. Playoffs start tomorrow, guys. Thanks everyone for tuning in. I'm Gods from Beyond the Summit. If you want to support me, give me any feedback, follow me. You can check me out on Facebook, facebook.com/BTSGods, or Twitter, twitter.com/BTSGods as well. But guys, head on over to the Starlight stream, all the BTS2 stream for WPC. Plenty of other Dota 2 action going on tonight. WPC Dota 2 is underway with... I'm not sure who's playing right now. I think it's LGD versus Tong Fu over on the BTS2 stream. Let me quickly pop that one up. Yeah, LGD versus Tong Fu. Zayori's casting over there, or you can head on over to the Starlight stream, which is IG versus Empire. Starlight LAN Finals, the final day. Playoff Sunday is going. So check out all the Dota 2 action over there, guys. But for now, I'm Gods, and I'm signing off. The inaugural continues tomorrow. Tune in at 8 p.m. We'll see you then.